What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Smoke Room. We're going to do another not too long show today. I don't plan on being here too long, but I do want to talk about one of the main objections that the World Mission Society like to use and throw into members' faces, which is the supposed writing from AhnSahngHong and the letter to the Church of Laodicea. Oh, yes. Okay, let's try this again. Having some technical difficulties. I was having some feedback on my computer. I was basically hearing the echo through my earbuds of everything that I was saying. If it does it again, I'm going to have to shut down and try to figure this out. But if it doesn't, then we're just going to roll with the punches. So, as I was saying, we're going to go over this book written by Hong, or the supposed note where he says, there is one coming after me, but she is still a child. Because the World Mission Society, they use this in order to say that this is absolute proof that Hong testified to a God the Mother. But actually, that's not the case. Just like everything else, we're coming to find out everything's a lie. So now it's time to put them on blast once again and show the evidence for that. So let's go to an article. Let me share my screen. Okay. Hopefully, you guys can see this on the screen. And this is on the neighbor site. It's basically the COGJW. And so this article is titled the Comprehensive Understanding of She is Still a Child. And so it says here, the preface of AhnSahngHong's 1955 booklet, The Opening of the Seven Thunders, includes the following statement. There is another person who is still a young child. This person will come after me, and when the time comes, this person will appear. The World Mission Society Church of God interprets the term young child as referring to Zhang. In this analysis, we will examine related documents to provide a detailed explanation of why their interpretation is incorrect. After reviewing all four documents, you will likely understand that their argument is flawed. The four documents we will present are texts that underwent multiple revision, step by step, during the development of the 1960 booklet, Letter to the Church of Laodicea. The first document records a dream AhnSahngHong had in 1953 while living as a refugee in Busan City during the Korean War. This text was later rewritten as the preface for the 1955 booklet, The Opening of the Seven Thunders, then revised again for the draft of Letter to the Church in Laodicea in 1958. Finally, when Letter to the Church in Laodicea was officially published in 1960, its preface was finalized. By comparing these four documents, which were revised and refined over time, it becomes evident that the young child mentioned in the 1955 preface refers to the new believers who accept the truth with a pure heart. However, the World Mission Society Church of God selectively interpret only one sentence from the preface to deify Zhang. To begin, please carefully review the four documents provided below and consider their interconnections. While this process may seem tedious, it is essential to read all four thoroughly. Pay close attention to how AhnSahngHong's dream during the Korean War was expressed differently over time while retaining its original meaning. The reference to the young child is no exception. It consistently carries the same meaning across all four texts, even though its phrasing varies slightly. A dream on witness during the Korean War in 1953. So here we go. Let's dive into it. So here's the translation. And again, when you go to this website, I'll post the link. You'll be able to find all the original documents. You can look them up for yourself and translate them if you want to translate them using the Google Lens or Chat GPT, whatever you want to use. So here, translation in early 1953. One night, and now keep in mind, because there's something that I want to point out when I start reading this. This is AhnSahngHong writing this, okay? So watch what he says. He says, in early January 1953, one night, the earth suddenly experienced earthquakes from all directions. The earth began to move away from the sun, and as it did, the sun's light grew dimmer, making only the largest stars visible. The moon also lost its light. I thought this might be the end of the world, and I was deeply troubled by my own shortcomings. Wait a second. This is AhnSahngHong, God Himself. What did he just say here? He said, and I was deeply troubled by my own shortcomings, wondering how I could be saved. Wait a second. You're telling me God in the flesh didn't know if he could be saved because of his own shortcomings? Hmm. After witnessing this scene, I felt my own inadequacies and began to study the Bible diligently. During this time, I was moved by the Holy Spirit and I saw the important issues we must prepare for in anticipation of the Lord's return. Later on the night of May 17, 1953, I had another vision that seemed to continue from the previous one. The earth was drifting endlessly through the dark universe, and nothing was visible as it moved. Another thing to point out, AhnSahngHong in 1953 says, I had another vision. So wait a second. The same AhnSahngHong who claims to be God, who the World Mission Society claimed to be the second coming of Christ and God himself, he received a vision from God? Wait, how does that make sense? Show me one verse in the Bible where Jesus received a vision from God. Why not? Why can't you find any? Because Jesus is God. He doesn't need to receive vision from someone else. Why does AhnSahngHong claim to have received visions? Okay, let's continue to read. I had another vision that seemed to continue from the previous one. The earth was drifting endlessly through the dark universe, and nothing was visible as it moved. I feared that the earth would collide with something and shatter. Then in the distance, I saw a large tree, faint sphere, and that grew larger as it approached, resembling the earth we live on. On one side, I saw a great fortress like the walls of Jerusalem. Meanwhile, our earth remained still, unmoving. At that time, many people were saying that whoever measured the land first could claim it as their own farm, and they were fiercely competing to do so. After seeing this, I realized that today, God's people who are heading towards the heavenly kingdom have too much attachment to worldly things and the material desires. Now, here we go. Pay attention to this, the highlighted part. Next, I saw a beautiful deer in the sky. colored in vibrant hues, which suddenly fell to the ground. A person dressed in white caught the deer and handed it to me. I thought that since I received it freely, I should give it away freely. So I passed it to someone else. To my surprise, it transformed into a young child who came before me and began to walk. I followed the child, and from the clouds above, a figure like Jesus shone a brilliant beam of light onto the earth. The earth was enveloped in darkness, but the light illuminated all sides. However, no one reflected the light. And eventually it turned towards me and the child, shining upon us. Later, in early August 1954, one night, I saw many chickens. The larger ones looked sick and were dozing off, while the small chicks, about the size of quail, were lively and energetic, jumping around with joy. When I offered them coarse rice as feed, the older chickens just slept, but the chicks came to eat the rice. I worried whether the small chicks could digest the coarse rice. Chickens have the role of announcing the time, always letting everyone know when the dawn breaks. Therefore, the chickens I saw in the vision represented the people of the second coming today. The message I am sharing now will not be well received by the older church leaders, but will be joyfully accepted by lay people who yearn for truth. The opening of Seven Thunders, published in 1955. Let me take a look at the. Oh, looks like the comment section is starting to blow up. Good. All right, I'm gonna finish reading this because I got somebody that wants to join. So it says, Dear beloved brothers and sisters, I am compelled to share with you the message from God, and I cannot remain silent about the secret of the seven thunders. I urge you, dear brothers and sisters who are reading this, to carefully examine the words recorded in the text with a serious heart. You who love the truth and have strong faith, I believe that God will open the eyes of your heart. This message is not something I have spoken on my own or learned from anyone else. It is solely because our Lord Jesus Christ has shown his light of illumination upon me. Wait a second. So earlier he says he received the light at a certain time. And here he's reaffirming that. He says, this message is not something I have spoken on my own or learned from anyone else. It is solely because of our Lord Jesus Christ has shown his light of illumination upon me. So AhnSahngHong has no light. Unlike Jesus, who in John chapter 1, the Bible says the true light came into the world, right? Jesus was the true light. Even before he came into the world, he was the light. AhnSahngHong only had the light shine upon him, supposedly. Another contradiction. At the time he bestowed this light, the entire world appeared as dark night. He spread his radiant light across the earth, but there was no one to receive it. Therefore, he finally shone it upon me. So I guess AhnSahngHong was the default. Jesus didn't find anyone to shine it upon, so he just chose AhnSahngHong by default. I guess he was the only one ready. Doesn't sound like second coming Christ to me. There is also another person, still a young child, who will come after me. This person will emerge when the time comes. So here's two different articles. Notice how it's worded. There is also another person, still a young child, who will come after me. This person will emerge when the time comes. Notice it doesn't say she. It has nothing to do with Zane. Neither did the first article that we read. Okay, now let's get to the third one. Draft for the letter to the church in Laodicea, Sermon Notes 1958. Translation. I wish to share with you that God has shown me and what the Holy Spirit has spoken. So I ask you that you do not take these words lightly. Instead, approach them with the humility of a child eager to learn anew. In the past, King Solomon of Israel said, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man listens to advice. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 15. Therefore, stubbornness and pride become sin For being satisfied with one's knowledge can blind us, leading us into the depths of death. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 30 through 33, Job chapter 32, verse 7 through 9. Only those who receive the message of this church will enter into a complete life, and they will certainly understand that this testimony determines the fate of the church. These words are not spoken by me, but by our Lord Jesus Christ, who has shed the light of truth upon me. This testimony is hidden within the Bible, similar to the Gospels revealed to many prophets, and it has been prophesied in the visions of Ellen White. Notice how he's also claiming Ellen G. White to be a prophet. That is because he comes out of the Seventh-day Adventist Church and also stole the same similar ideas as Ellen G. White, who claimed to have received visions of God for herself. However, the significance of these visions is often overlooked, but they will be understood and marveled at when the time comes. Even if you read the Bible a million times, it is of no use if you do not understand all its words as truth. If you have read it just once, but understand all its words as truth, you are better off than someone who has read it a million times. The truth of the Bible is like a gold vein that a miner cannot find, even if he turns over the entire mine. Similarly, if you do not find the thread of truth in the Bible, you will not grasp the true meaning, even if you have read all 66 books. The 66 books of the Bible are like beads strung together on a single thread. When you find this thread of truth without missing a single verse, you will understand the past, the present, and future. Therefore, I hope that this testimony will serve as a guide to teach you the truth of the entire Bible. I ask you that you thoroughly examine all the Bible verses testified in this book, not missing a single one. This translation aims to convey the original message in a way that is clear and understandable for an American audience. So notice, basically, AhnSahngHong is preparing the way by saying, you need to only read my books and understand the Bible through my books. The verses that I compiled together are going to help you understand the entire 66 books of the Bible, which is nonsense. This is why the WMSCOG is in the hole that they're in, because this is how they were taught by AhnSahngHong. Preface of Letter to the Church in Laodicea, the 1962 edition. Should be the final one, I believe. So it's translation. This message allows us to deeply study the 3 series of 7 festivals recorded in the Mosaic Law, therefore confirming that Christ, the true offering of all festivals, is our Savior. Through the writings of all the prophets from Genesis, we come to recognize Jesus Christ as the clear truth. It also helps us understand how the truth of future gospel work will unfold in several stages. Even if you search for all prophecies and verses about Christ in the Old Testament, you may only find them partially. However, you should know that the entire Bible testifies to Christ and serves as a mirror for all the future events. Finding Jesus in the Bible and understanding how future prophecies will be fulfilled is the truth. Finding the truth is like discovering a vein of gold hidden in a mine. Just as a miner might turn over an entire mountain without finding gold if they don't locate the vein, reading the Bible countless times is pointless if you don't discover the truth. This message is like finding the hidden vein of truth in the Bible. I have been able to share the truth shown by God with many brothers and sisters, and I hope you will examine it carefully with a willingness to learn anew. This content reveals the mysterious truth that the institution of the 7 festivals recorded in the Mosaic Law has been transformed into a spiritual institution through Christ, our high priest, and that all the rituals once performed in the earthly sanctuary are now fulfilled in the heavenly sanctuary until his return. Therefore, I hope no one will be satisfied with their current understanding, but will carefully examine this message. As it is written, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man listens to advice. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 15. Pride and stubbornness are sinful, and being satisfied with one's own knowledge can blind one's eyes, leading to spiritual death. Therefore, I urge you, everyone, to set aside their current knowledge and approach this with a new heart and a deep desire to study. There may be many questionable issues in this book, but as you read through to the end, the problems you initially doubted will become clear one by one, and the light will shine brighter with each reading. I fear that some might dismiss this message based on the appearance of the person presenting it. However, humans can do nothing. God chooses servants for his work. It should not be strange if this imperfect person discovers new truths. So AhnSahngHong claims to be an imperfect person. Even Jesus, as the God man, was perfect. AhnSahngHong has already disqualified himself from being God. Even in the last days, if God's chosen servants do not obey his commands, he has used even a mute donkey to rebuke a prophet's foolish actions. Numbers chapter 22, verse 28 through 30, 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 16. And he has said that if people do not do what they should, even inanimate stones will act. Luke chapter 19, verse 40. Therefore, I earnestly seek all brothers and sisters who study the Bible to focus on the words of truth and not on appearance. As it is written, man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. Some statements in this book reference the spirit of prophecy. To provide additional insights for those studying it, the book cites many biblical passages, so I hope you will carefully examine each one and find its corresponding match. Comparative analysis of the above four articles. By now, you have thoroughly examined the four documents. So those four articles that we read, these are four different documents that was written over the years that AhnSahngHong kind of was, he started with one, then revised it, went to the second one, spruced it up a little bit, took a little bit from his first one to make the second one, and so forth till finally the final edition was released. So that's what we're about to find out right now. But let's read again. So it says, by now you have thoroughly examined the four documents. You may have noticed that these four pieces are not unrelated, rather, they are deeply interconnected. Initially, the writings focused on mystical experiences, but over time, they shifted towards message oriented content. The stories about the young child follow a similar pattern. In the first section, the narrative begins with the heavenly deer and evolves into a mystical story about the young child. In the second section, only the young child is mentioned, with a brief note about receiving light. In the third section, the young child is described as a saint who obediently follows God's words. Finally, in the fourth section, the term young child does not appear. Instead, the text encourages readers to open their hearts and receive God's words like pure gold. The meaning of the term young child remains consistent across all four documents. It is clear that this is a common theme. According to AhnSahngHong, it refers to saints with pure hearts who will receive the new covenant truth. The difference lies in the style of expression. Earlier writings used mystical and metaphorical language, while later ones adopted a more straightforward and factual one. Let's take a closer look at the writings in the first article. Get a drink of water. In the first section, it is described that a figure dressed in white received a heavenly deer that descended from the sky. This can be interpreted as a metaphor for Jesus Christ. The figure in white symbolizes Jesus, while the heavenly deer represents the truth of the new covenant. The text then states that this heavenly deer was passed on to AhnSahngHong, indicating that the truth of the new covenant, which Jesus received, was entrusted to AhnSahngHong. The mention of the heavenly deer being freely received and therefore freely given refers to living water, or the truth of the new covenant, which is offered without cost. When AhnSahngHong shared the heavenly deer with others, they became like the young child, symbolizing believers who accept the truth of the new covenant with sincerity and pure hearts, free from doubt. In a subsequent revelation, light descending from heaven is described as symbolizing the Holy Spirit. The line shone upon AhnSahngHong and also upon believers who embrace the truth of the new covenant. This signifies that the Holy Spirit dwells within those who have been purified through the Passover of the new covenant, which grants forgiveness of sins. As previously mentioned, the young child represents believers who receive the truth with pure and unquestioning hearts through AhnSahngHong's teachings. This concept becomes even clearer in other revelation. In this revelation, large roosters, older roosters, and chicks, young roosters, appear in a scene where they are fed rice. The chicks eagerly eat the rice provided by AhnSahngHong, while the large roosters refuse to eat it despite being offered. The large roosters are interpreted as church leaders, whereas the chicks represent lay people. The chicks who readily eat the rice correspond to the young child mentioned earlier, those who accept the truth of the new covenant wholeheartedly. Let's examine the writings in the second article. This time, we will examine the writings in the second section. The issue centers on the preface of a booklet titled The Opening of the Seven Thunders. The author of this article has personally read this booklet, and on the second page, following the publicly disclosed first page of the preface, there is a prophecy related to chickens. In other words, the prophecy in the preface of the first section, which was interpreted during the Korean War, and the preface of the opening of the Seven Thunders, published in 1955, contain the same content. The references to young child in these writings have the same meaning, differing only in expression. Unfortunately, Jang-gyo-ja has only made the first page of the preface available without distributing the rest of the material even to church leaders. Let's read that again, because this is very telling. Okay. This is just like the World Mission Society Church of God. So let's read from here. It says, in other words, the prophecy in the preface of the first section, which was interpreted during the Korean War, and the preface of the opening of the Seven Thunders, published in 1955, contain the same content. The references to young child in these writings have the same meaning, differing only in expression. Unfortunately, Jang-gyo-ja has only made the first page of the preface available without distributing the rest of the material, even to church leaders. The first article, which states that the person who received the heavenly deer became a young child, and the second article, which mentions that someone received the light but is still a young child, cannot be interpreted differently. All these writings convey the same meaning. You wonder why they own, even within the organization itself, even to its own leaders, they do not want them to see this information. I know, because I've been talking to them, and they right now don't even, how can they defend something that they themselves are not being taught? That's because this information completely debunks and destroys all the assumptions and the false narrative of the World Mission Society Church of God. Examining the third and fourth articles, the question of who the child represents becomes clear in the third section. It states, I wish to convey to my brothers and sisters what God has revealed and what the Holy Spirit speaks. Please do not dismiss this as trivial, but rather examine these words carefully with the heart willing to learn anew. Like a young child, this indicates that when AhnSahngHong shared the truth he had realized, he emphasized that his brothers and sisters should approach it with the mindset of a young child, ready to learn and absorb with humility. In the fourth section, it becomes evident that metaphorical expressions like heavenly deer or young child were ultimately removed. When the booklet, The Message to the Church of Laodicea, was completed, instead, the introduction was rewritten in a more accessible way. It reads, to all fathers and mothers who study the words of the Bible, I earnestly ask you not to judge by outward appearances, but to focus solely on the words of truth as you study and discern them. This is a plea to examine the truth of the new covenant with a pure and childlike heart. What position does the booklet, The Opening of the Seven Thunders, hold? Everyone, the booklet, The Opening of the Seven Thunders, was an intermediate publication created during the process of completing the book, Letter to the Church in Laodicea. Once Letter to the Church in Laodicea was finished, Pastor AhnSahngHong no longer needed the opening of the Seven Thunders, so he did not recreate it. This collection, published in 1955, was poorly edited and barely qualifies as a formal publication. Although it was temporarily created for missionary work, based on my recollection of reading it, seven feasts were not organized well. The Sabbath day was introduced as part of the seven feasts. In other words, it was an unfinished draft during the creation letter to the church in Laodicea. Therefore, the meaning of young child in this text becomes clearer when the examining the introductions from before and after. In fact, if the entire booklet, The Opening of the Seven Thunders, were to be disclosed, all the answers would be contained within it. However, Zhang Gil-ja and Kim Ju-cho have not made the latter part of this booklet available to anyone. On the second page, it is well documented that the young child refers to the saints who will receive the new covenant truth with a pure heart, as mentioned on the first page. Everyone, why can't Zhang Gil-ja and Kim Ju-cho disclose the entire booklet, The Opening of the Seven Thunders, even though they claim that the young child refers to Zhang Gil-ja herself? Why do they only copy or edit a few words from the first page and not openly share the rest of the booklet, even with church leaders? Do I need to explain the reason out loud for you to understand? It's because the young child does not refer to Zhang Gil-ja, but to the saints who received the truth through Pastor AhnSahngHong. If you have a chance to read the entire booklet, its meaning becomes clear, and you can see that it contains similar content to Letter to the Church in Laodicea. Yeah. So I have that book behind me, and I have also used ChatGPT and I've used Google Lens to verify that. And so this is not a secret anymore. I mean, these books are being distributed now. The original church has them. There's multiple people who have access to this book. There's digital copies online, and the World Mission Society can do nothing about it. They can't copyright it because they know these books are true. The church has admitted that these books are true. We even had an education in Colorado over the letter to the church in Laodicea, where Pastor Daniel Park showed us the first page of this book. And I even have a video from the World Mission Society Church of God where they also show this book, Letter to the Church of Laodicea, but they only show one page, the convenient page, which says, there is one coming after me, but she is still a child. She is not mentioned in the original text. So that's the explanation for that. As you can see through the facts, once again, they were wrong and they lied. So let me stop my screen sharing. And I'm gonna cut the camera off while I post the link. Bear to anyone that wants to join the Zoom, because I know I have someone that wants to join. So bear with me. Give me just a sec. All right, we are back. Okay, so now while we're waiting on my friend to join, I'm gonna read some of these comments on here. Let's see what you guys got to say. Sorry, I kind of wanted to read all these things, finish it off quick so I can give the floor to somebody else. Let's see, editing certain moments from your lives to make them videos. Yeah, that's a good point. Black chocolate. I'm actually going to do this. Finding the alternative says, why y'all desecrating the Sabbath? That's hilarious. Let's see. The real question is, Adam, what are you doing on here eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil? What's going on, Mitch? Yeah, that's a good
Let's
point.
see. How's it going,
Black
Edgar?
chocolate.
Give me one
I'm actually
second.
going to do this. Hold on. I'm hearing the echo. Do you hear my echo, Mitch?
Um, you should be good now. I silenced your previous
Oh,
call, and I'm
I thought
all
it was me. Okay.
yeah. You should be good now. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you good, man.
Okay. One sec.
Oh, we
Um,
got somebody else joining. Hold on, give me just this.
is it
Ah,
Luke?
where'd he go?
Okay.
No,
Anyways,
it was actually Hercules. Hercules, jump back
Hercules.
on, bro.
Awesome.
Jump back
Give
on.
me one sec, Edgar. I'm gonna join more faithfully here in a second. I just
Yeah,
I need to send off a certain text message, so give me a sec here. Sorry.
for sure.
It's for work, so
Hmm. Okay, so while we're doing that, I'm gonna read some of these chats. Hopefully, Hercules will jump back on. Um, I'm gonna pay attention to that. Let's see. Yeah, his own shortcomings, right? Much understanding, dumb it down, bro. Let's see. Wait, the Holy Spirit has spoken. I thought he was the Holy Spirit. Is he speaking in the third person? Exactly. He must be speaking in the fourth person. I think AhnSahngHong was confused, man. This man didn't know what he was doing or what he believed in. It wasn't until Suin came on the scene and cleared things up for him. Imagine Suin had to jump on the scene and tell this guy that he was Christ in order to give him the courage to believe it. She had to write the prophecies out for him in order to give him the courage to run off with it. And then they have the gall to blame her and say she's the one that stole from him. Crazy, man. Crazy. Let's see. Good morning. So can you post that link to that website for sure? I can do that, bro. That's our broski. John, good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning, man. I wish it was morning over here. It's actually Saturday night, about 9 o'clock down here. Hercules says, according to their own green book, the last Eve is the last church of God. 100%, man. Yeah, and I think we showed that last time also how Ansan Hong basically claimed the same thing. There we go. What's up, bro? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Hercules? Hercules is in the building.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, bro? How you doing?
What's going on? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. What brings you in?
Let's just expose the WMS.
For sure, man. For sure. That's what we're doing today. So we got a we got a good panel of guests. Let's see what's another type. Matter of fact, Hercules, can you expound on your comment? According to their own green book, the last Eve is the last church of God.
Yeah, I mean, nowhere in their books is a mother God, heavenly mother testified about. In the chapter that they like to talk about, the last Adam and the last Eve, if you read that chapter, in that very same chapter, Ahn Hong explains who Eve represents. And he says Eve represents the saints. And then he goes on to explain the last Adam and last Eve. So why is there
Yeah.
why should we expect a different interpretation for Eve when he just gave us the interpretation, 2 pages ago? But we're supposed to ignore that interpretation that the Eve represents the church and represents some other God that he never testified about.
Exactly. And this is the hermeneutics of the World Mission Society Church of God. They make no sense. They're all over the place. In one sense, they'll tell you, read the context, right? They have certain prophecies where they say, well, in order to understand what happens after this, you got to go to right before that. So context matters. In other places, oh, you got to jump all over the place, right? You got to go from the last days to the first days to the middle days and
last days to the first days to the middle days.
everything, man. And
Except
then
except the last days might be the last day of the Old Testament, except when we feel like making it the last days of the end of the world.
Hercules,
exactly.
what last days? Are we talking 1988, 2012? Like I
The
don't
days of Jesus.
understand, guys.
It's ridiculous, man. I honestly, bro, like this place is it's scrambling right now. It's scrambling right now, and it's good, but also at the same time, I feel sorry for the members because the anxiety is when cults like this start getting paranoid, they take it out on the members, they take it out on the leadership, and they start not trusting and stuff like that. But again, they're like I said in the videos before, they're like Cheddar Bob. They're doing it to themselves. The faster that they can come clean about all their lies, we'll get off their backs. You know what I mean? If they start making things, telling the truth and apologizing for their wrongdoings, you know what I mean? I don't mind packing my bags and riding off into the sunset. But when they're constantly lying in your face, like for instance, this article that we just read, this is 100% fact. This book was shown to us in Denver, Colorado. This video was shown to us by headquarters. They gave it to the churches to show it, to encourage us. Look, Father did testify about Mother. Why do we let them get away with only showing us one-liners without any context? And you're staking your entire belief and your entire life, your family, your education, your finances, all off of this, something that's that vague, that there's facts that show and prove otherwise. Guys, we got to start waking up and doing our due diligence.
Has anybody ever seen that book, Unsealing the Secret of the Seven Thunders?
Go ahead, Mitch.
Mitch,
I see you're saying something, but you're muted.
when you were in Korea, did they show you that, or did they forget
Unsealing the
that?
Seven Thunders, this book was written in 1955 by AhnSahngHong. And one of the big things was the preface, right? We were told the preface shows that Christ AhnSahngHong received the light from God, right? Or Jesus Christ. However, there was another one who was to come after him, who also received the light. And we were told that was a she, and she was only 12 years old. But I want all the World Messiah Church of God members to know, if you actually look at the Korean version of it, it doesn't say she. It's just mentioning a person. There's another person. She will come after AhnSahngHong, or he. Again, it doesn't describe gender. And they explain about the coming of God in the flesh. And what we need to know about AhnSahngHong, within this writing of 1955, AhnSahngHong never expressed himself as a second coming Christ until after Sealing's writings in 1978, which is about God coming in the flesh. Once Sealing wrote the book God Coming in the Flesh, or God Appears in the Flesh, of course, it depends on your translation. You're reading in English. AhnSahngHong never described himself as a second coming Christ until after 1978. He always expressed himself as, I am the Elijah. I am preparing the way for the second coming Christ. And I'm glad you mentioned that Hercules. The book, one of the first books of AhnSahngHong, the Unsealing of the Seven Thunders. And because in that preface, we were always taught this, he's mentioning God the Mother. Oh, this female Christ that will come after him. That's not the case if you actually get it translated correctly. And I want the members to really understand this because it's really important for us to know that even when we were shown, Edgar, I know you left the church, what, 2022?
21.
21. So, I left the church this year. And I can tell you for certain in videos, they would always show Heavenly Parents' Day, Father's Ascension Day, Father's Coming to Earth Day, or Mother's Coming to Earth Day. You know, they would always show certain videos about the same chapter of the 1955 book, God appears in the flesh, or I'm sorry, Unsealing of the Seven Thunders. And when you come to actually read it, they would blur out much of the text and they would only show certain parts. And it's like any other writings of AhnSahngHong or any of the other books of AhnSahngHong that we cannot read personally ourselves. These are the books that they share with us during these days, but they blur out certain context. So they're only ever sharing their certain narrative of what's going on with inside of these books. So I'm glad you brought that up,
I want to
Brother
say
Hercules.
something. I
Go
want to say
ahead.
something real quick. Is as I mentioned, the Pastor Daniel Park, we had an education where, just like Mitch said, they blurred out the top and the bottom only to show the one liner, right? Which is what they do with everything. But I wasn't going to mention it, but I'm going to mention it now. And I want the World Mission Society to get pissed off and hear this. I have your video, and if anybody wants to see it, hit me up. I don't if we're Zoom timing and I can see your face, I share it to you. I have the video where they say, "Look, here is the letter to the Church of Laodicea, the opening of the Seven Thunders. Here's the preface where it says." There is one coming after me, but she is still a child. I have it. I have the slides also that they showed in the education. But guess what? When you read it in context, when you unblur the other parts, you see exactly what we're talking about, that it's all a crock.
Yeah, if Ansung really testified about Heavenly Mother, why wouldn't they just show us the book? That would be like the easiest thing for them to do, be proof right there. But there's a reason they're not showing it to you because they're lying about everything.
So you're telling me they're not the valiant warriors of the truth?
Yeah, something like that.
Or maybe they're the valiant keyboard warriors of the truth. That's my next shirt, actually, because that's all I ever see is them coming on the comment section trying to act brave. But anyway, what direction do you guys want to go with this? What you guys want to talk about? Or we can leave it up to the chat as well.
I'm on mute. Sorry. I don't know how the chat's going. Let me check it really quick and then let me see. If not, I have a certain suggestion, but let me
Take it
see.
away, Mitch. Take it away.
Okay, let me just
Yeah.
take it
I
away,
can't see the
Edgar.
chat at all, so
Okay, awesome. And Hercules, I'm so glad you were able to join, even if you're not showing your face, that does not matter. What matters is us actually speaking out and helping people understand what is truth, right? So I wanted to make a little proclamation. Um, I've kind of been raising some I guess some would say raising hell. I don't think that's the most proper wording, but with inside the church, I suggest anybody that knows leadership or members, they reach out to them in some way. About the church. I don't and I want to start with this before I get into what I want to say. I think we should respect everyone's religion no matter what. I was in the military and I defended the freedom of religion for many years. Not everybody knows what I went through or my job or what I even did, but I did some things in the military. And I want everybody to know, this is what we're defending, freedom of religion. However, just because you have the freedom religion, this is what you believe in. If you want to believe in AhnSahngHong, if you want to believe in Zangil, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that's fine. And I'm so glad we have people like Edgar or Adam who defend the faith biblically and doctrinally wise. And Edgar knows who I am. Edgar knows I defend the faith in kind of a little different way, and I'm glad for what they're doing. But all I want you guys to know is I just want you guys to have the facts. If you guys are listening to this chat, if you want to believe this way, go ahead. If you want to believe in Zangil Jia, AhnSahngHong, Ji, Eastern Lining, go ahead. But my only concern is you guys understand the facts and everything that's actually going inside of this church. They tell you that if you look up online, you're eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and you're going to go to hell. That's so sad to me that they go to that extent. It's really messed up. And I've been researching a lot of cults lately, and I've come to realize all cults, I guarantee you, any cult will always tell you whatever you say online, whatever you see online, or if it's negative against our church, it's false. And you should not listen to it. You should not look online. You should not believe them. And I can tell you right now from all my research with not only in the Asian cults, but the also groups in America, any group that has cult-like tactics that are scared of what people say against them, they always use this thing, same saying, don't look online. And I think that's the most messed up thing you can do. If you want to believe in the group, believe in it. But I think you should have all the evidence and everything that's shared about the group readily available to you. And the church makes it in the sense that if you look up online, you're eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. But let me tell you something. I went to Korea. I was a leader in the church, and when I was in Korea, I was sitting face to face with the internet mission team pastor, the one that leads all of this. He knew all the information, and it wasn't just him. He has a group of people that know everything against the church, all the things that Edgar says, Adam says, Great Light Studios Jordan says, or any other people. They know about it. But I want you guys to know, guess what? How do they know about that? The only way they can know about that is if they're watching the videos of Edgar, Adam, Great Light Studios. These are the three main channels that are against the World Messiah Church of God. But guess what? If we watch these things, we're told we're eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And if we repent before the church, the overseer will be like, Mother forgave you, but let us give you the correct answer now. But for them, it's not a matter of eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It never was. Their God told them, oh, it's okay. You look up what these people are saying. You look up what they're saying, and I want you to make countermeasures against them. So there's a group of people that are allowed to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and it's okay, but we're not allowed to? How? I'm sorry. I don't see the connection. Because to me, it seems if you eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, this is straight death, right? If you eat from it, you die. But then God's allowing you to eat from it freely. And what happened before the 2000s, before internet was even, what was the tree of knowledge of good and evil before the internet came about? Because the internet came about in the 2000s. So all of a sudden, the tree of knowledge of good and evil is their internet. Please show me that in the Bible. And secondly, show me how it's okay biblically, why it's okay for people in Korea to look at what people are saying online. And as we were told, it's eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Tell me how that's okay for them to do it, but it's not okay for other members to do their fair, honest research about a church before they join them. And how if they research it without God's permission, they're pretty much given a death sentence. But the people that are authorized by God, it's okay. Please show me biblically, because you guys say you're the most biblical church and everything you follow is from the Bible. Please show me biblically that what you're teaching is okay. Again, please share Edgar or also Hercules, everything I just shared.
Yeah, I mean, I just got to say that I mean, look, I'm 34 years old. I came in when I was 18. I almost feel ashamed of myself for really letting them bamboozle me like that. I
They totally
mean,
manipulated us.
yeah, and I've come to the conclusion that anybody could be taken advantage of, but at the same time I'm also going to put a little blame on myself, because how did I not see these red flags? I mean, honestly, I mean, I get it. I mean, I get it and I don't get it. You come in, you're young, it's okay. Sometimes it takes a few years to your brain to fully develop before you really start paying attention to these, to
You're
these
muted,
red
Mitch.
flags. But what I want to mention is, like, even the fact of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, what they say about it, right? The tree of the knowledge of good and evil, nowhere in the Bible does it say that the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is investigation to find out if you're a cult or not. Okay, so that's one. Whatever they want to call the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, they had to make that prophecy on the fly, basically, so that people won't Google them, which is ridiculous. That should be your first red flag. And then the second one, here's their best argument. When you come at them with these type of books, when you come at them with these type of facts, with anything that you have on the World Mission Society, and the leaders that you ask don't know the answer, what are they going to tell you? Just trust me, bro. AhnSahngHong is the root of David. AhnSahngHong restored the Passover. He gave us the seal of God. Why do they default to that? Why don't they have answers? Ask yourself as an adult, would you really expect that, like, from somebody that's credible, right? To ask them a specific question and they can't answer it. So what they do is they instead turn it against you, say that you have a lack of faith, say that we'll study about it next time, that that's not important, who restored the Passover. I mean, come on, seriously? At the end of the day, everybody is gonna, it's our responsibility to do our own investigation. But what I'm telling you is that, how can you sit there and believe your leaders, who your leaders don't even know this stuff? Your leaders don't even read these things. How can you take anything from them if they themselves are ignorant? You're basically trusting someone who doesn't even know what you've already looked into. And that's by design. The church has already scared members from the beginning not to look up these things. So just think about it. How will you ever be able to come down to the bottom of the truth if your leaders are afraid to look online? They are not aware of these things, and you are looked down upon for doing these type of things. It's just crazy to me, man. The information control is bonkers.
I'm glad you shared that, Edgar. This church can't really say anything, they don't fully know what I did in the military. Being a part of the drone program within the military, we fly to different countries. Even the drones in the military, we call them UAVs. They're pretty much the size of planes. And we never really see the drones we're flying. We just fly them to different countries. We gather intel, and then after we gather the intel, and I can't share much, but I can share just what I can. After I would gather intel from different countries, I won't say which, um, we would gather together with the intelligence agency with inside the military or the CIA, and we would go over the data and many different ways. We look at the data to see how we could influence that country, how we could spread propaganda ultimately to our country, helping our country understand what's going on in that country and what we're doing in accordance with um, how we want the narrative to be presented to our country. And this is what I did. And the World Mission Society Church of God, it fit so well to me with it when I was new. But when I became leadership, I saw what I was doing were the same exact things I was doing with my country. And for my country's sake, I understood it. But for a religious point of view, it seemed like I was lying, that I was creating propaganda, that I was creating a certain narrative
But
as
it's for
an
the heavenly
assistant
country, so
overseer.
it's okay. Everything's
Yeah,
okay for the heavenly country.
exactly. Thank you, Hercules. And, I'm glad what I went through because, I don't think that even the church took me seriously when I told them what I did in the military. And after what I went through in the military, and I came to recognize what the church was doing was so similar to the military, I come to realize, I'm like, man, I feel like North Korea. North Korea. And because, of course, what I was doing for my country is respectable, right? It's for our country's safety. It wasn't for really manipulation. It was genuinely for the sake of our country. But when I was doing these same sort of things for the church, it felt wrong because it was lying. I was manipulating them, and I feel like I was North Korea. And I've studied a lot about North Korea, and I floated. I just want you to know, church, most of my time in Japan was floating along North Korea for a lot of my missions, and I learned a lot about North Korea. I went to school on North Korea, and I don't know if many people know, but actually, North Korea is one of the largest religions in the world. People don't understand that. They think, oh, it's just a communist country. But actually, how many people are in Catholicism? About a billion, right? 2 billion, I think, believe in Catholicism, and about a billion are in Christianity. But how many members are a part of the North Korean, the DPRK, the North Korean party? How many people follow it? Millions. And I hate to say it, they're like the third largest religion in the world. If you look at the origins of North Korea with not just Kim Jong Un, but the earlier leaders, the first leader of North Korea, Kim Il Sung, he actually got many of his teachings from the Bible. He was brought up in a Protestant family, Christian family, but he introduced communism into it, and he made himself God. And the Kim family became God. And if you look at the North Korean doctrine, they have a Ten Commandments. There's one famous female leader from North Korea that actually left. I forget her name. She's a female, but she mentions all the time they follow the Ten Commandments, their own made up Ten Commandments. They follow their leaders like their God. And where did they get this from? They got it from the Bible. And when I look at the World Messiah Church of God, Shincheonji, JMS, Unification Church, I come to look at it like they're trying to make South Korea the next North Korea, where they're the leaders of the country. They gain political power through money, through manipulation throughout the world, and they can gain the power and they can be the stars of the show, just like Kim Jong-un. And
You
I'm
just
seeing that a
reminded me.
lot.
Sorry, I didn't want to cut you. You reminded me of like the little plays and the shows for the kids and stuff. Same thing that goes on in North Korea.
Exactly. And guys, I'm sorry to say it. Obviously, we're not being put in concentration camps like, North Korea because they're all in one place. But I hate to say it, but World Messiah Church of God, Shincheonji, and many of the cults in Korea, they're using the same tactics that North Korea does. And if you ask me, they're trying to gain absolute power of the South Korean government, just like North Korea has, and they're trying to gain total control religiously, politically, ultimately entire seizing of the South Korean government. And that's what I'm seeing from these religions that have popped up from South Korea, because no other country has so many cults as South Korea. No, like, of course, in the 1800s, America went through this. They went through it very extremely. 1844, William Miller movement. We had, Ellen G. White. We had, you know, let's be honest, Joseph Smith. We had the religious leaders.
Hey,
Uh,
you
Go
could
ahead.
talk about everybody, but don't you mention Joseph Smith.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, man. Edgar, let's bring it out. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. Bring out the book. Bring out the
It's
book,
okay.
Edgar. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Joseph. Joseph Smith, I'm sorry, man.
Hey,
Dum dum dum
you
dum
got
dum.
one. I'll
Hey,
raise you
Joseph.
two.
Oh man, I don't have two. Joseph, I'm actually going to your church tomorrow, so
There you
don't
go. There you
please don't hurt me.
go. All right,
I
continue, bro.
genuinely am, but um, not for belief matters, but other matters. But anyways, I just wanted to share that, and I've come to realize this with North and South Korea. South Korea, they're doing a great job in trying to establish democracy, but the problem is there's many people trying to establish a regime like North Korea, and they're trying to do it through religion. Um, and whether you think North Korea is religious or not, hey, guess what? Hate to break it to you, North Korea is one of the most religious countries in the world. And if you ask any of their defectors or watch any of their videos on the defectors of North Korea, they will tell you it is very religious. You worship Kim Ju Chol, not Kim Ju Chol.
Ah. Oh, that's hilarious.
uh, yeah,
They
obviously,
will one day. They will one
yeah,
day.
exactly, right. I'm sorry, son.
We know what's on your mind, Mitch.
Kim Jong Un.
Yeah, so
Uh,
you guys know who you worship in North Korea. And I feel very
Well,
bad for North Korea. Again, really want this to be known. North Korea, they're going through a lot of hardship, and they must worship their leaders as we worship Jesus Christ in the Bible. But the way they worship them is they're going through a lot of hardship, persecution, and difficulties. And I'm starting to realize South Korea is taking a stance of what North Korea did, and they're trying to do the same thing. And many people might not agree with me, and that's fine. Again, this is all discussion, and this is again my opinion. But there is leaders in South Korea that are trying to make a dynasty, just like the Kim family of North Korea. Kim Ju-chol is trying to do the same thing. If you look at Shincheonji, their leader is trying to do the same thing. They're trying to take over religiously the country of South Korea, and I believe that entirely.
And
And
you can also see that in the Moonies.
yeah, the Moonies, yeah, yeah, Unification Church, same way. Again, Miss Moon, Again, I love Luke, who's come on the channel, but Miss Moon has been, indicted because of um political transactions within you know, the Korean family. Look at not the last president, not President Moon, but the last president of Korea, 2 presidents ago. It was the first female president of South Korea, but she was receiving money from one of the cults of South Korea to gain power, and she was getting all of her information from her, and she was using it politically for her power. This was the same group that actually caused a ferry tragedy with which almost killed almost 300 people, all young people, in a Seoul, not Seoul, but in a tragedy that happened with a shuttle that went from like Busan all the way to Jeju Island. It was what are those called? Those boats that go
A
uh
ferry, ain't it?
a ferry. Yeah, there was a ferry incident. That ferry was owned by a cult leader, and that they came to find out that cult leader was connected to the president, and that president was using her power to help the church, which was a cult. And if you don't think these cults have power within inside the government of Korea, you're wrong. I guarantee you, South Korea, these cults are trying to become like North Korea. They're trying to become the ultimate power. It hasn't happened yet. But again, North Korea is a cult. I hate to say it, and I think we should do a video about that sometime. The similarities between North Korea and their cult that they're running and the religious parties of South Korea, the religions, because I guarantee you, when you actually connect them, when you learn about their leader and how he was born and he heard God's voice from the mountains, so many things are similar. It's happening all over Korea, not just South Korea, but North Korea as well. But North Korea has succeeded in what they want to do. But South Korea, these cults are trying to do what North Korea is doing. And this is my fear. I fear that South Korea, the small country that doesn't have much agriculturally, everything they own, like economically, is through technology. And power wise, a lot of their power comes through the cults. I hate to say it, but when you look at the history of South Korea, a lot of their political influence comes through the cults. Look at what's happening with the Unification Church right now. So I really want this to be known, and this situation in South Korea, and help people understand how powerful this group is. Because again, if you ask me, Mitch, what is the most powerful church in South Korea? Edgar, what am I gonna say? What's the most powerful church in South Korea?
I don't know what you're gonna say, man.
I'm gonna say the World Messiah Church of God.
World mission, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Unification. I'm sorry. 70s, 80s, maybe. I would say unification.
Yeah.
Shincheonji, they're not there yet. They have maybe 100,000, maybe 500,000 members. World Messiah Church of God, they have more influence politically than any group in South Korea. If you don't want to believe that, look at the statistics, guys. I'm sorry, I'm a numbers guy, but they're very entwined with it. So I'm not saying they're influencing the government in some way. They are, as we know, because that's what they do in America too. I'm not saying they're as influenced of what's happening to the Unification Church. But they're working their way there. And I think Kim Joo-chol and Song Gil-ja, they're looking for absolute power within South Korea. They have so many massive temples. They just won a major award in South Korea for like the best architectural building, which was one of their churches. They just won that with inside South Korea. And they're working their way up politically. C.W. Kim, who's a part of the Church of God Jesus Witnesses, he left the church but he used to be a high government official within side not only World Messiah Church of God, but within the South Korean government. So you can see, I feel like they're working their way up to become well known not only religiously but politically within South Korea. But that's just my take. I know I've been talking a while, but I want to get your guys' take as well. So,
I want to share something real quick. Let's see. Share screen. So check out this documentary. It is The Propaganda Game. And so it was recommended on the Pit Pod podcast, but it's North Korea, formerly known as the Hermit Kingdom, is perhaps the largest source of instability as regards world peace. Its borders is one of the most militarized in the world. The lack of impartial information, both inside and coming out of the country, is the perfect setting for a propaganda war, which will be analyzed in the film through numerous examples of the surprising way in which information is manipulated in and about North Korea. Alejandro Cal de Buenos, the sole foreigner who works for the People's Republic of the Korean government, and many locals will show us their vision of the reality in North Korea. The other side of the story will be reflected through interviews to South Korean citizens, human rights advocates, diplomats, propaganda experts, etc. So yeah, we really recommend this. Check it out, The Propaganda Game.
Yeah, that
You'll
name
want to check that out.
Alejandro, he's like one of their lead flying monkeys. So like imagine here in America when they get an American fruit like they want, they raise them up and make them the face. Even like, there's their music videos where they have, a white sister out front, but the one who's singing is actually a Spanish sister. But they have the white sister out front lip singing because that's the face that they want to give to society.
hey, thanks for mentioning that, Hercules. We're Messiah Church of God. If you're listening, I'm not gonna give I'm not gonna give too much intel, but I know that white sister you're talking about. She's from New York. She's from New York.
Yep. And I know this.
You,
I know the sister who did the singing.
yeah, you use her face, but I hope you know. Just wait. 2026 is coming. 2026 is coming. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
But that documentary, the World Mission Society resembles North Korea in so many ways, and how they deal with propaganda, how they edit history. Like that's the big thing for the World Mission Society is how they edit their own history or they edit world history. It's the same thing that happens in North Korea. Even if something is recorded, they'll go back into the archive and remove people from certain video recordings that they have in their own archive history.
Yeah, and don't they have like their own TV channel and stuff like that? Like it's like it would tell me what's different than the World Mission Society. The only difference is that in North Korea, if you disobey, then they'll literally kill you. But in the World Mission Society, they threaten that you'll spiritually die. You'll
They'll
spiritually
stun you,
get
yeah.
killed. So
Or they'll send you to some spiritual prison camp.
exactly. So there's really no difference at all, man, and it's pretty sad because the level like these members are operating off so much fear. You know what I mean? Can you imagine that? Like, man, if I look up, I saw a red flag, but if I look it up on the internet, I'm going to hell. Father, mother's gonna take my blessings. They're gonna take my
Exactly.
and it's disgusting, man. Honestly, it's disgusting. There is no difference between the World Mission Society and the propaganda they're trying to run in North Korea. Is the same
Exactly.
thing,
It's the
man.
same, and that's where it really helped me get out at some point because what the World Messiah Church of God knows, doesn't know. And I told them, and this is what I'm sorry, Edgar, and Hercules, but it's really disrespectful to me. Um, I told them my time in Japan, my purpose was to defend the continent of South Korea and Japan from North Korea. And I told them this. And I told them I went to school in the US military to learn about North Korea. And because of what I learned in Japan, I got sent to the Nuclear Defense Force in America, their drone program, to learn more about like defending America, what North Korea is doing, their manipulative practices, and not only their manipulative practices politically, but also religiously. And I came to learn this, and it wasn't until I started to really think about what the church was doing to me when I became a leader did I start realizing the same exact tactics that I was already taught about in school for almost 6 months of schooling. 6 months learning about, 3 months learning about North Korea, another 3 to 6 months learning about nuclear defense and what North Korea is doing. I came to learn a lot about how they're operating. And, when I started to realize what's going on in the world Messiah Church of God, I was like, oh my goodness. I haven't shared this. I'm sorry. I haven't shared this yet, but one of the big things was realizing the similarities between North Korea and the group I'm in. And I realized, oh my gosh, it's not just North Korea. There's groups in South Korea that are trying to make South Korea the next North Korea. They're trying to be the ultimate leaders of South Korea, where they have undue influence on all the population and anybody that believes. Anybody that questions can ultimately be, hindered in some way. Jordan, oh my goodness, Jordan Young.
Jordan,
I love it.
what you got, bro? What is
We got
that?
the Naruto. Hey, he
Uh,
got the Naruto thing, and I
yes,
love it. I'm gonna let you share about that. I'll be back in about 2 minutes, everybody. 2 minutes.
I thought you had the Urim and Thummim on your forehead for a second, man.
No, no. Okay, so for those who don't know about Naruto, this is a headband. Um, but the line in the middle signifies that I was cut off from the village.
Oh man.
Very
Okay.
symbolic.
We
Very
we got we
symbolic.
got some subliminal over here. We got some subliminal messaging over here. Okay, I love it.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So
I
what's
was
up,
just hopping
Hercules?
on.
What
I
you
just seen you were live, and I was like, oh, let me hop on for a little bit.
Yeah, bro, we talking all things WMSCOG. We went over AhnSahngHong's book where he basically contradicts what the World Mission Society say, their claim about his writings where supposedly he said there is one coming after me, but she is still a child. And we refuted that already, and we just kind of jumping in talking about how North Korea, we got Kobe on the line now. But yeah, we're talking how the World Mission Society is very similar to North Korea, and all jokes aside, like it is facts. I mean, the way that they, the propaganda, it's only allowed to go one way, right? And I think that sign of something very toxic. That's a very dangerous environment. You know what I mean? Because you're only accepting information one way. It's a one-way street. You cannot go anywhere else for your information. So of course, if the person that's running the organization is dishonest, then the information that he feeds you is not going to be genuine information. So you're going to believe whatever narrative he decides to paint about himself. And that's exactly what the World Mission Society thrive on, right? And so I was reading some of the comments right now. There's people in the comments who are saying, after I left, I was scared, still scared to look online, to research them. And that shows you the level of indoctrination, the brainwashing. It's kind of like I saw that I saw that interview on Joe Rogan of that girl in North Korea who was able to escape, right? And it makes you think like, these people are scarred for life. Even if they get out of a situation like that, man, it's imagine how hard it must be to trust, because it's the mental abuse, man. Like, yeah, everything that you've been through there, is crazy. It's hard for you to be able to trust again like that. And it's no different with the World Mission Society Church of God. Even though you can physically leave, you can 100% still be mentally locked in there. Nathan, my boy, what you got, man?
Nathan. Hey, ain't no party till Nate's in the house.
Let's go. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Hey,
Let's get
Jay
it.
Young in the house?
Yo, I was just gonna say, like, I forgot what I was gonna say, to be honest.
We chilling now, man. Yeah, let's see. Black Chocolate says Yeonmi Park is her name. Her story is wild. Yeah, I encourage y'all to check that out, man.
That's a great interview. Yeah, you could definitely see like, it's just crazy, like, how people escape North Korea. Like, you can see the similarities and, like, the trauma they go through, like how they remember, how they recall stuff, and the way they just talk about it. It always brings back flashbacks of being in the WMS, like, all the time. It's great, like, how the way they control the information, the way they'll tarnish your name if you speak anything ill about them. Like,
it's wild, bro. You just
crazy.
brought a memory to my mind right now, where you said watching that, and then, like, you're seeing what they're going through in North Korea. I literally remember her explaining that there was, like, a part where, like, children were dying like dogs in the street, and they became so unsensitized to that even though she literally walked and saw the kid dying on the street, they just continued on like it's normal.
Yeah,
and so compare that to the World Mission Society. What we see inside the cult every single day, the lies, when they pressured you to get an abortion, arranged marriage, cut off your family, lie for them, do all these things, you become so unsensitized to it that you just do it, because at some point you just lose your humanity in there. And so I would say, like, yes, North Korea, obviously it's up here, but World Mission Society is not that far off. It's just on a smaller scale. But the way that they the way that you conform to what they want you to follow is just crazy, man. It's crazy work, honestly.
Yeah, it's a heist. It's a heist of hundreds of thousands of people's, like, of their minds, their time, their money, their emotions. It's a real heist. It's wild. It's wild to think about every time.
Hercules, what you got, man?
To me, the manipulation is so bad that the only way to, like, really break free from the cult is you have to see through the Bible why AhnSahngHong is not second coming Christ. Once you really believe that, then you can finally break free from the cult.
Yeah, man, I would agree. And that's why I say all the time in my videos, not to push religion on anybody, but theology is important in the sense that unless you understand the theology of why the World Mission Society is incorrect, it's very hard to break free from that deep, deep brainwashing that they instilled in you. And I've heard stories of people that were physically out, but as soon as they heard something break out in the physical world, like a disaster, a plague, they go right back in. Why? Because mentally they're not over it. You know what I'm saying? And really is no different than what's going on in North Korea. You know what I mean? It's the same thing, man. You can literally leave North Korea and still in a weird way sympathize with your abuser and defend him. You know what I'm saying? Even though they talk trash on the people who leave North Korea, they're traitors, right? Infidel, whatever you want to call them. It's no different in the World Mission Society. You could be the coolest person in the world, and the moment that you leave, they already paint a narrative about you. Why? Because if they don't, then the people that know you, the people that are cool with you, they have no problem hitting you up like, hey, bro, why'd you leave? man, that's crazy that you left. I saw you had a good faith. Like, explain to me what caused you to leave. They don't want that. So the easiest way to get rid of that is paint the narrative that this person is evil, that this person was a traitor, that this person was no good. He was scum. He was Judas. He never believed. The whole reason of why he joined the church was because he was undercover doing Satan's mission. That's how low this place goes to try to convince people of these things, because the moment that they start doing the investigation for themselves, all their ideologies, all their theologies falls like a deck of cards. Go ahead, Hercules.
WMSCOG's
100%
full of
sure.
lies. WMSCOG's full of lies. Sorry, had a cough right there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Facts.
I was
Sorry
in
about
I was
that.
in the church for over 15 years. I was a title holder, baptism authority. I started bringing up a question about a verse that I read. Eventually, they have no answer for it. It's 1 Corinthians 15, verse 23, if you want to check it out.
Say that again. What verse?
1 Corinthians 15, 23.
Okay, that's the resurrection.
Yeah, check it out. But anyway, to make a long story short, I left the church. My overseer, nobody didn't even call once. After I left overseer, nobody called. Not once.
That's because you need to come to the truth, my brother.
But but mother loves all her children. You know?
She loves that bankroll. That's what she loved. She loved that Cadillac fund. You know what I mean? It's wild to me, bro. Like
Fun.
the conditional love in this place. You know, people literally turn their backs on friends, families, loved ones, right? And you give it all to this place. But and they tell you, they study with you first right off the back, heavenly family, earthly family. And what's the point of that? To show you that the heavenly family is more important than the earthly family. And the whole reason why the earthly family even exists is because it's to point you, it's a shadow of the reality, which is the heavenly family. And so that's priority. But the moment that the stuff hits the fan, where'd the heavenly family go? Where the heavenly family at? I've heard of members gone to jail, members that's gone broke, members that can't pay their bills. Where the heavenly family at? They gone. You
And
know who's there?
I gave my entire income to this church.
Exactly. But your real family will always be there, right? And that's just crazy to me, man. It's really sad. I hope the members wake up, man. I really do. What you got, Mitch?
You know,
Hey,
I
hey,
was
Mitch. Hey, Mitch gotta explain his 42 unread messages.
4,200 messages. Well, maybe Nathan, you should read them.
Inside jokes.
Yeah, inside jokes. Yeah, we'll keep that secret for right now, just so the WMSCOG don't fully know. But I encourage everyone to reach out to their former leaders and members and just tell them they love them and you respect them and no matter what, you hope the best for them. And by doing so, maybe they'll want to remain in connection with you and maybe later they'll actually, when they're doubting, they might actually want to reach out to you. So yeah.
For sure, man.
Jordan.
Nathan, what you?
Hey, I got a quick question for Jordan. Jordan, how's that Chinese group you in?
Oh, it's wild, man. But the common thing, like looking at people in these cults, man, like at the end of it, you just feel a lot of sadness, because like Mitch, like they're like teaching you, they're preaching to you, and like they have this strong conviction in their hearts, but it's all like, it's all just BS at the end of the day, and they're just preaching this false gospel. And it's really sad. I mean, you can like I laugh at it too, because like they're pretty funny with how demanding they are of your personal time, but it's also really sad, just to see these people just waste their time. People in the WMSCOG and this Chinese cult we're infiltrating, you know, and other cults. Like it's honestly just really sad.
Yeah, you're right.
Like all this time
So
and money just being wasted. It's
yeah.
it's, it's really unfortunate.
So Jordan, he's a part of a certain group, and that's another Asian cult. And Jordan, how similar would you say this group is to the World Messiah Church of God in teaching?
Oh yeah,
How
very
similar?
similar.
Very
Striking.
similar. Yeah.
In their like tactics, same like talking about the end of the world, you know, just a lot of fear mongering. And then, the lightning from the east. Just something about these Asian cults, man. They just love that verse.
Yeah. So yeah, Jordan.
Anything that has East in there,
Yeah, for real.
they
Yeah.
gonna
Oh my
feast
goodness.
on that.
Yeah, so what Jordan said, he's right. I mean, we've been in this group a while. Me and another member are gonna be December flying out to their headquarters. Not gonna to state their location, but we're gonna be flying out to it. We're gonna be making a documentary. Jordan's gonna be in it. So I'm really excited for it to come out, maybe around February. But hope everyone can watch it, and you guys are going to realize this group is not any different from the World Messiah Church of God. Same tactics, 3 different ages, 6,000 year redemption work, 3 different names, must be saved in the certain name given on our age. Disaster's coming very soon.
God's coming flesh
God's
again.
coming from the east, from China, as a female woman. I really don't know how similar I can make it for you guys. There's so many things in common, so that's why I'm very convinced that when AhnSahngHong hopped on that train to China, um, he just started Eastern Lightning. I'm starting to think he actually didn't die. He just started Eastern Lightning. Anyways, go go on, Edgar. Sorry, I had to bring that up.
Nah, I love it, man. I love it. I love it, man. Because all these codes, like Jordan was saying, they all that it's sad just to see people going through it. You know what I mean? Because for one, what they're the worst part is you're just wasting time. See, money, yeah, it sucks. But you know what? Money isn't the end of the world. Even a relationship, it sucks, but it ain't the end of the world. You can still pack up. You know what you can't play with? Time. That's something that you cannot get back. And that's what they're playing with. They're playing with people's lives. And so it's not just your time.
Man.
When somebody joins a cult, they have parents, right? These cult members have parents. Sometimes these parents, these grandparents are at an older age in their life, right? You don't know how much time you have left with them. And this place will soak up every waking minute from you. And, it's just, it's horrible, man. It's
And when you
evil.
wake up and realize what they are, they will just throw you to the side and they will not care.
Yeah. You think you're expendable in this place? You're not.
That's why they
You
always
think
need a new batch to bring in.
exactly 144,000 and all that. They change it. So look, when I came in the 2000 and when we were hearing the 2012 prophecy, supposedly 144,000 were going to be found then. Guess what happened afterwards? Oh, it's interchangeable. 100.
Yeah,
You're going to realize.
we gotta replace some parts on this temple.
Exactly.
We gotta inspect it. Like, what kind of BS, man? You remember that,
It's
Nathan?
crazy.
You were still in like around that time, Nathan.
That what?
Around the 2012, or did you leave like right before? I think you left like right before 2012.
I left. Well, yeah, I left. I left like I think like little bit like during it. Like yeah, because I remember 2012 when they told us to like pack up like fucking like they told us to go
Long
get
Johns,
sardines.
remember?
Huh?
Pack up Long Johns.
Yeah, bro.
It's gonna be cold.
Bro, they told us to
cold.
pack up long. They said, because remember Jordan, they said, that was when like North Korea and South Korea, the whole like they had like certain levels. They're like, oh, if it goes to level 4, we're gonna have problems. And I remember Deaconess Annie at that time, she was like on her phone and like looking
Hold
like,
up, hold up, Nathan. Where were you from?
Oh no, this is Annie. This is Justin's wife, Annie. Just so you know, Mitch. You know,
Bro, you know they used to be my overseer, Elder Justin and Quansanim Annie.
oh, for real?
Bro, yeah, Oklahoma City. Were you in
What?
Sunland?
Nah, we
no,
were in
he was in
Reseda.
Reseda. Justin was in Reseda.
Okay, yeah, so he came to Oklahoma City, and he was my overseer while I was an assistant for about a year.
What?
Good old Justin. Annie was great. Man, Justin was kind of mean to me, but
Dude, Justin was a dick, bro. Like that fool was so arrogant, bro. Like I don't know where to start with him, dog. Like
Hey,
I
Nathan.
what's
hey,
Nathan.
up?
hey, hey,
If
go
you
ahead,
could,
Edgar.
if you
I used to
could,
call him on the phone. I used to be like, hey, Elder Justin, I have a question. Hey, Elder Justin, God bless you. I have a question for you.
Hey, he's elder.
He used to blow up on me. You think we're friends? Did you say hey? I'm like, Elder, like that's like he's like, why are you using slang words? I'm like, Elder,
Oh
I'm
my.
not. Like this is
hey,
just
so
West Coast. I said you've been from West Coast, so then you know like all the overseers and elders and like leaders say, hey, God bless you. Hey, God bless you. Hey, how are you doing? And he's like, don't say hey to me. That's slang.
hey
And
yo,
bro,
so,
I couldn't get rid of it because I'm so used to saying, "Hey, how you doing?" or "Hey, God bless you, elder," or "Hey," because I said "Hey." He used to blow up on me on the phone. He used to be like, "Are you kidding me? You're so disrespectful. You think we're friends? We're not friends. We're
hey,
not friends."
somebody give me this cat's number in the chat, man. I want to hit him
I
up. I want
texted
to hit
him.
him up.
Hey, I
I
got you.
texted him.
Hey, I got you.
Bet.
Tonight, say, "Hey, God bless you, elder."
Yeah, I'm about to hit him up. Hey, Nate Dog.
What up?
Hey, if you had an opportunity, look at Jordan. He got the receipts.
Hold up,
Hey,
it's
Yeah.
hey,
blurred out.
hey,
Actually, I reached
Nathan.
out to him tonight. If you saw our
Bet.
chat, I actually did
Yeah.
reach out to him tonight. But I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you,
Okay,
Edgar. Please reach out.
Yeah,
I
Justin
got
was
you. I
close to a
got.
lot
Hey,
of them.
Nathan. Hey, if you, I'm sorry, I can't let this one go. If you had an opportunity to say something to that guy, what would it be, man?
Salam alaikum, baby.
I love, dude. Hey, you better turn on your camera, Edgar. We better
Hey,
see you laughing
Edgar
right
has
now.
left the chat.
You cracking up right now, Edgar. We better see it.
Hey, we live,
Yeah.
baby. We
Oh,
live.
Hey,
yo. Hey, yo, I can't. I
can you say
can't.
that again, Nathan?
I said,
Say it again.
Assalamu alaikum.
Awesome, like a
Yo, I'm dead. I'm dead, bro. Hey, Jordan, what was you saying, bro?
No, because me and Mitch talked about him recently. So, and it was discovered that he still had the same number from when I knew him before he moved back in like 2014 around there.
Yeah, same number, dude.
So yeah, I texted him. I said, "Yo, Justin, how you been?" And he said, "Hi, good. How are you? I didn't save this number. May I ask your name?" And then I told him it was me. And then yeah, he just never texted back.
Yeah, I just texted him and Pastor Justin tonight. I'm sorry, Elder Justin and Pastor Jason. He used to be in Sunland. Him and Quansanim Sophia. Um, they didn't respond to me. Yeah, it was very nice, genuinely, but they didn't respond to me. So
So y'all been hitting up all the leadership with the WMS.
no, Edgar, no,
Well,
no.
why would we do such a thing?
Edgar, no. Why would we do that? No.
I got you. I got you. Yo, that's hilarious, man. I love to see the look on their faces, bro. Honestly, man. And again, I mean, dude, I'm unapologetic. These people really playing with people's lives out there, you know what I mean? And they get mad over a phone call, a text
No,
message,
they
a
aren't.
little internet, video, post, on social media. Like, man, bro, this place is ridiculous, man. Like I said, they over here
No.
operating like
We
North Korea.
Edgar, we don't reach out to them. They don't. They're fine. They don't have any problems. Overseers are great. They're just following God's will, and we're just all friends. We just text each other like homies. We're all good,
Hey,
all
hey,
homies. We're just happy
we
for
hang
each
out.
other.
Hey, we hang out outside of. No, I know we don't hang out outside of
Of
Zion. Okay.
course, brother Nathan. Of course, we could hang out. We can go get a cup of tea. Guess how many times I've had a cup of tea with my former overseers. Let me tell you how many. I'm not even going to tell you with words. I'm just going to show you with my hand. They're great. They're amazing. I love them. Our church is amazing.
Y'all crazy, man. So let's see. Let's take a look at the chat. We haven't really looked at the chat. Doesn't look like
Hey,
too much.
how's everyone's Sabbath day going today though?
Yeah, Sabbath is today.
How's the Sabbath day? Everyone's Sabbath
Actually,
day?
let's be honest. West Coast, if Jordan, they're currently in the Shabbat right now.
Oh, yeah,
Wait, hold
they're
on, hold on,
they're in the
hold
where
on,
third.
hold
Jordan
on, hold on.
is.
I want to shout out Jordan Young real quick. Jay
Yeah,
Young.
good. Yeah.
Jay Young. Hey, how's the Sabbath, brother?
Oh, it's going good, man. We're just chilling with the family, singing new songs,
Oh yeah.
studying the sermon books. No, I was kidding.
Hey,
There you go.
hey, on top of that, not for you, Jordan, but hey, Edgar, I'm not gonna say what group, but I missed you this morning. I saw you
Oh
last
yeah, yeah,
Sabbath.
yeah.
Where were
Yeah,
you?
man. Man, I can't, bro. I'm all over the place these days, man. You know what I mean? I'm out here desecrating different Sabbaths with different organizations.
Hey, I
You know what I
won't say the
mean?
group, but let's just say the leader called me out to read.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
He'll do
read
that,
it.
man.
I'm trying to get my books, but
Yeah.
anyways,
He,
I
Hey,
want
he's
to say
Mitch.
having
more.
Hey, Mitch. Hey, Mitch. You gotta do brother.
Ah, ah,
the
like
tea
that.
sucking.
Ah, ah,
Oh
ah.
man. Y'all wild, man. Let's see what
Yeah,
we
it's a
got
pretty
here.
wild group. Let's be honest. This group today is pretty wild. Um, Edgar, you should probably control who joins your chats. Tonight is too wild. Jordan and Nathan and me together with you.
Oh,
This
oh,
is kind of
oh.
a little wild for your
See,
channel.
yeah, I need to be more like North Korea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it definitely needs to be a lot more strict.
You need
Nah,
to be more
man.
standardized, and you need to already have the pre-planned questions for each of us on
Hey, you
what we
guys.
say.
We already went over this on preparation day, brothers. We prepared for this.
See,
Check out
what
your
we doing
chat.
right now is we waiting for the smoke. We waiting for the smoke. That's what's happening. So right
Yeah,
now
dude.
we shooting the breeze, but any WMSCOG member that could be watching this, hop on.
Hey, not
We
only
want to hear your
Hey,
side.
the
WMSCOG, I
link
guarantee you right now, and
the
I'll
link
put
is in
this
the
out there because
comments. You could join right now.
I don't care right now. I'll share two things. First off, Jordan, I can't wait to see you in LA. Maybe January, February. It's gonna be great, right?
Totally.
Okay. Secondly, secondly, on top of
Hey, you gotta
that,
come back to Seattle too, bro.
hey, you guys are pretty close. We'll see what's up. But
Gotta spin the block. Gotta spin the
it's for our
block, bro.
doc. It's on a different group, but it's a doc we're doing. But what I want to say is Silencer. He used to join the smoke room. We miss you, Silencer. And Silencer, I'll be honest with you. When I texted you and I said, "Hey Thad, I love you," you liked my comment. And So I know it's you, Thad. So if you're listening to this, please join us. We
Wait a
miss you.
second. Y'all
Your
know who
service
this
should be over.
really
You're in
is
Utah,
in real
Thad.
life?
Yeah.
Man, I'm late to the party.
So I
thought
got
y'all was
comments.
kidding.
So like 2 weeks later, after we did our last like 2 live streams ago, Edgar, when Silencer was joining, um, I commented, I was like, man, I love you, Thad. And I was just like, man, he was just like making fun of me. How do you know I'm in the military? I was just like, man, if you were here today, I'd give you crayons because you're in the Marines. And that's just what we do. We're in the military. We mess with each other. We tell the Marines, we'll give them crayons because we love them. Because Marines eat crayons. Jordan knows. He was in the Army. It's just how we play with each other. He liked that comment, and then when I said, "Hey, Thad, I love you," he liked it. So we know Silencer is Thad, and he's from Utah. And I just want to let you know, Thad, we love you, bro. Genuinely. And we
So,
kind of miss you in the comments.
so
Genuinely.
that is Thaddeus.
Thaddeus, bro. He's in Utah. He's in Dayton. I think our buddy from the Finding the Alternative can confirm it. I don't know if he's in the comments anymore, but yeah, that's him. And
Hey,
service
hey,
should be
Thaddeus.
done because it's 9:06 and I'm in Mountain Standard Time. Obviously, church, you guys know. You guys keep plenty of tabs on me. You guys know I'm in Mountain Standard Time. So Utah as well. They're in Mountain Standard Time as well. So Thad, Utah, we miss you. Service should be over. So we're hoping you can join soon, bud. We miss you. Genuinely.
Hey, Thaddeus, pull up, man. Quit playing.
Pull
Quit
up.
playing.
Service is over, bro. You already
Pull
kept
up,
Sabbath
Thaddeus.
fully.
Let me hear that fragrance of Zion, my brother.
Maybe somebody can tag him. Somebody tag Silencer from I think the first Zoom call. If you use his name,
Hey,
you can tag him, bring him in.
I'm just trying to hear that fragrance, man. Don't worry. Nathan's got an introduction for you when you join. He's gonna hit you with the salam aleikum. You know what I mean?
Salam
And look,
alaikum.
I'm gonna turn my cap back because when that happens, we ready for the smoke. You know what I
Yeah, what
mean?
was that cap? Was that the Cowboys or
Nah, this the Cubs, man.
the Cubs?
This the Cubs.
Okay.
I know Nathan gonna be hating, but this the Cubs. You know what I
You
mean?
Yeah,
know,
let me
hey,
go get
I'm
my
all
LA hat real quick.
Nuggets. Hey, I'm a big, hey, I be honest with you guys, since I've been joining the LDS Mormon Church, I've been going for BYU. They're 11-1, and I'm pretty sad that the ESPN kind of took them out of the playoffs. I mean, they took Notre Dame over BYU, Brigham Young University, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not a Mormon, but I was pretty upset about that because their team was kind of killing it this year. So
Brother, you didn't understand that was prophecy.
you're right, brother. I guess you're.
Bible.
Hey, so I got Deacon Truth in the chat. He says, veil, veil, veil. What do you mean by that?
Well, well, well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe he was talking something about the veil or something.
Hey,
Nah.
Edgar.
Okay. What's
Yeah.
up, Brody?
Hey. She like it, eh? She like it?
Hey, hold on. Let me figure out how to exit you out of the chat real quick. It's all love, man. It's all love. You see how we can all coexist, have different opinions and everything, but you know
No way.
who is not allowed to do that? World Mission Society. That's who. They cannot join, with another group that has a different opinion than them, and they're too scared, you know what I mean, to talk about their differences, you know what I mean? But yet this is the place that claims to have the perfect truth. And so we're calling you guys out, man. Come into the smoke room. Thaddeus, Hadius, whoever, you know what I mean? Like, pull up. We want the smoke, man. Jordan got that that bandana, the Naruto bandana.
Naruto.
Yeah. He ready
I'm
for the
scared of Jordan,
smoke,
bro.
man.
Like Jordan, he's an OG, bro. Jordan, how many Colts you been in so far?
Too many.
Too many. Exactly. Too many. Thank you, Jordan. That's a perfect answer. That's the answer I was looking for. So
One
thank
too
you.
many.
There you go. Hercules, what you got, my bro?
Yo, Hercules, you're East Coast, aren't you? Are
I'm
you
just, I'm just laughing inside. I'm just laughing over here Y'all carry on.
Hey,
Thank you, Hercules.
Yeah.
Hercules.
Are you from the East Coast, Hercules? Or are you keeping
Yeah.
your identity?
Yeah, East Coast.
And you guys were always super crazy, man. Compared to
Hey,
the
we
West
got
Coast.
we got East Coast versus West Coast in the house, man. Tupac, Biggie.
Who's more culty?
Probably Jordan.
I got y'all beat, man. We got Second Coming Christ over in our association.
Shoot.
Oh, we got the Second Coming himself, man. The rider on the red dragon himself. Oh man, this is hilarious, bro.
All right, I'm
All right,
gonna
well-
try to call former deacon one of the former deacons from the East Coast. I'm gonna call him, see if he'll hop on.
Hit him up, man.
Deacon Anthony, by the way. Let me see.
Oh,
Oh man. Let's see. What's this? Physically left the cult 2020, mentally left 2023, 2020, 2020.
2020.
Mentally left 2023, 2024. Got it. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, it's
Jordan.
crazy.
Hey, how you been, bro?
Been pretty good, man. Just chilling, living life.
Long time no, bro. I haven't seen Jordan. Damn, bro, I haven't seen Jordan in a minute, bro.
Oh, since we last saw each other in person, that was like.
Oh yeah, I saw your first service, right?
Yeah, it's been over 10 years since we've seen each other, for sure.
Nah, it's been more than 10 years, bro.
To God, a day is like 10 years.
We used to play basketball on the Sabbath.
I know. I used to dunk on them, bro.
Oh man, it's coming out now.
Hey, Edgar, I have a question for
got a
you.
little session.
What's up,
Two
bro?
questions I'd say, concerning the WMSCOG. First one was, have you heard of kind of the leadership status within inside the World Messiah Church of God, especially the General Assembly within inside the senior pastors and stuff, and how they're all related?
Yes,
Okay,
I have heard that.
so I was wondering if you want to share a little on that, and then secondly, on top of that, many people don't know, you might know, which I found out actually when I was in Korea and I learned more. Many people don't know, maybe I don't know if you know, the New Covenant Passover Church of God, it actually split into two. So there's a New Covenant Passover ran by AhnSahngHong's son. And when he joined, he actually ended up splitting the organization because he claims that his father, AhnSahngHong, was Second Coming Christ, but when he joined originally, he didn't believe that. And when the church split, if you even go on Google, there's two different New Covenant Passover Church of Gods. One that believes that he's not Second Coming Christ and that he's a prophet, and the one with AhnSahngHong's son that believes he is a Second Coming Christ. Now, I don't know. Have you heard about this?
I did, but it's very vague. And to be honest with you, like both of those topics, unless I know for sure, I don't want to make an opinion because I've heard about 4 or 5 different stories, even coming from Korea itself. And I don't want to make an opinion. I want to believe that what's more likely that happened is that I do know that AhnSahngHong's son joined the NCPCOG after the fact that it was already established, and
Right.
he came in with his own ideas for whatever reason. In my opinion, I believe it was because he saw the success of the WMSCOG and he thought he could do better. So, he went his own route. But from what I understand from these, they're still kind of connected.
Correct.
And so I don't want to say that they're fully distinct. They could be, but at the same time, the way that these cults work in Korea, they're all kind of connected, even not just NCPCOG with NCPCOG, but also with the COGJW. And what your first question was about, what was it? About what, Mitch?
Marriages.
The what?
Marriages. The marriage of the lamb?
No, so
How they're related.
sorry, I'm trying to think again. Yeah, so one of my questions was New Covenant Passover Church of God. And I'll share a little, and just like you, Edgar, I don't have much info, but I can share what I know with it, because this is important because it's another split within inside the church. So I want to share about that. To be honest with you guys, I'm kind of sorry I did forget. Um, my second point I wanted to share about the church. But New Covenant Passover Church of God, that was a big one I wanted to share about. Ah, man, I really wish I could remember what I wanted to share with you guys, the first point. So,
Does anybody remember the first point? If so, put it on the chat. And does anybody here on the panel remember his
It was
first
about
point?
leadership being related.
yeah, so
Ah,
thank you. Yeah, so first point was if you even if like we're not like deep into it, if we look up into the higher leadership, especially the senior pastoral staff or the senior pastors within the World Messiah Church of God, actually they're all related in some way or another. And then secondly was with the New Covenant Passover Church of God. So maybe Edgar, if you just wanted to share just a little, of course the names are hard because it's Korean, but um, if you could share even just a little about how senior leadership in the WMSCOG is related, and then I can share what I know about one of the split off groups, the New Covenant Passover Church of God. And again, I don't know everything, I just have some insight.
yeah, I mean, I don't know specifics. I'd have to go through my messages to because I to keep track of these names
It's
of
hard to keep track, bro.
the
Like especially all the
pastors and
Korean names
elders.
and stuff.
But
It's
the most
difficult.
important one that I'll tell you, and again, this is completely my opinion, and it's what I heard from Korea, but I try to be as honest as I can when I say I don't know 100%. But from what I understand, general pastor is married to one of Zangil Ja's nieces, and so they're related through through law, right? um I know that general pastor's brother, I believe, is also like a senior pastor elder, from what I understand. And then the rest kind of trickle down, but I'd have to go through my messages to pull up those names. But again, I'm saying this is my opinion. This is just what I heard. You're on mute, Mitch.
Thank you. Thanks, Edgar, for sharing. Especially when you guys look at the senior chain of command, it's kind of funny. Think about it. There's senior pastors, there's a senior council within inside the church that makes the decisions alongside Zongil Ja and also Kim Ju Chol. But do you guys know their names? No. But you guys see photos of them together all the time. They don't share this with you. Isn't this kind of weird? They make decision together. The council doesn't change. It's all hereditary. And when you look at it, it's all family related in some way. Maybe later, Edgar, we can discuss about this and look it over more because it's been a while. Let's be honest, guys. There's a lot of information on this church to share. So especially with these names, it's kind of hard to like share them fully, like to like explain them to you. So maybe we can do another video on that. But it's quite interesting. The senior pastors of the World Messiah Church of God, there's about four of them now. There used to be five, which used to be C.W. Kim, who's a part of the Church of God Jesus Witnesses now. And he's kind of spilled the beans on a lot of the inner workings. But if you look at most of their inner leadership, they're all related by blood in some way. And this concerns me because no other people are brought into these meetings. They're making their decisions on their own via family, not via, church understanding, not via church decision, but how they feel as a family. And you see kind of some interesting things happening with inside there. Secondly, what was the other thing I wanted to share about with you guys? I'm so sorry. But yeah, that was one of the things. But what was the second one, if anybody remembers?
You were gonna give me your bank account information.
Yeah, so my bank account information, so my checking account number.
There you go.
I'm gonna need your last four of your social security, bro.
Yeah, so that'd be 4. I'm just kidding.
Your PIN number as well.
That's World Mission Society right there, man. They literally,
Hey,
bro.
I'm gonna need those payments on auto pay, bro.
Of course, brother, of course.
Oh my god.
But honestly,
Women's
does
Society should
anybody
take that out
remember the
auto pay.
second? I'm so sorry. It was important. I think the second was the most important that I
New
mentioned.
government
but-
Yeah, bro.
Church
The
of
last
God.
four of your social security, bro.
Shut up, brother Nathan.
That boy dead.
Yo, Wilder, go ahead,
we
bitch.
can just
Go ahead.
mute brother Nathan for the rest of the chat. That'd be fine. That'd be just great.
Go ahead,
Silence
bitch.
them just like North Korea silences their defectors. Nathan, you're gonna get sent to the
Mitch is being culty right now. Stop it, Mitch.
Hercules. I'm starting my own cult, okay? And if you don't, Nathan,
you can't
he's already
silence
getting
Nathan.
sent to one of the concentration camps to where the manual labor camps. And Hercules, with that comment against your supreme leader, you're getting sent there next. And Jordan and Edgar, don't you dare start. I'll send you guys there in a second.
There you go.
Hey,
I
you know
love
what?
it, man.
You're gonna be summoned to Korea, sir.
I was already summoned there, brother. So.
You already went.
Mitch, you got all the characteristics of a cult leader, man. I love
Hey,
it.
I was thinking, Edgar, think about this, brother. Think about this. What if we did something so different in history? We started a cult out of former ex-cult members.
Oh, I'll be crazy.
The World Mission Society already beat you to that.
Daniel Park already got you beat, Brody.
Yeah, I know, dude. But I was just thinking, I thought about it, guys. I was just trying to think of a quick way to make money, but you guys are already on to me, so I guess that won't
There you
work.
go.
So,
hey, watch them take this clip and like
oh, they're gonna cut it up. They're gonna be like, dude, see, Mitch is saying like he's starting his own cult or like,
yeah. Wild, bro. Then they're gonna be like they got their own creed.
They're gonna
their
show
own
you with like
prayer.
2 Mormon books up.
Yeah,
Hey,
with the 2
hey,
Mormon books, they're gonna
hey.
say that Nathan's got the creed, the Assalamu alaikum.
Hey, Edgar, you know how we can scare him really quick though?
What's that?
We say something like this. Hey, World Messiah Church of God, we just want you to know you have different regions, but guess what? We have a spy in every region. And guess
There you
what?
go.
You don't know who that spy is. So make the
Facts.
video about us. And guess what?
Facts.
They're going to record it. You don't know who it is. And when they record it, we take it to court and then we sue you for defamation. So
Hey, we got eyes everywhere.
we
I
got
ain't
eyes
gonna lie.
everywhere. And
We
guess
got
what?
eyes everywhere.
And I want that to scare you, WMSCOG. Think about it. How many regions do you have in America? Guess what? I just want you to know there's a spy in every one of your regions. But do you know who it is?
It's
Are you
me.
going to make the drama to find out who it is? Oh my goodness. Like how would that look if like you started asking all the members, who of you is a spy? But guess what? There's a spy in every one of your regions. So if you want to come after us, go ahead. Anyways, that's all I have to say.
Hey, the spy has arrived.
Y'all crazy, man. Hey, watch when they spin the narrative, they're gonna even say we already got our own god, our own deity. They're gonna say it's Hercules, the Greek god.
Of course, Hercules, bro. Like, who do you think we worship? WMCOG? WMSCOG, who do we worship?
This is wild
Hercules?
stuff, man.
Maybe. I don't know. They'll probably take that. Deacon gonna show a picture of Mitch with a cigarette and a beer in a
Yeah,
bag.
facts.
Hey, Deacon Truth, don't let them know about that picture. Don't let them know that's out there. We don't want
Hey,
them.
is Jay Young out?
I think so.
Oh my
Nah,
bad.
nah, he's in another dimension, brother.
Oh,
You're not on that level yet. You can't see him. You know
damn.
what I mean?
Hey, you see, I gotta study more. That's the problem, huh?
Oh man, this
I feel
crazy,
like
bro.
this is just this whole chat has been like a roasting of the Whimsicog and like a
Uh,
calling out, like, come on, I dare you.
yeah, for real, bro. Like this is a roast session at this point. But
Hey, let's do roast. All right, Nathan, go ahead. What do you got for the roast? I'll create a beat.
wait, instead of Comedy Central presents the roast of, this is Diffusing the WMSCOG presents the roast of the World Mission Society Church
All
of
right, all
God.
right, all right, Nathan, you seem like a rapper, bro. I'm gonna give you a beat, okay? So
No.
Nathan,
Edgar's a rapper.
all right,
Edgar
hey,
can rap.
so
He can
so
rap.
guys, I'm gonna give the beat, and you guys just need to go to it. You ready?
All right,
Only thing
Edgar,
I'm
sorry.
Hey, the only thing I'm rapping is them tamales during Christmas, my brother. You
Dude,
know
I
what I
love
mean?
tamales. It's so good.
Man. Hey
Dude,
y'all, well, it looks
anyways, I'm
like
really upset that there's no like members joining the chat. A little upset. So
I think they're here. I think there's gotta be
hey,
some that
hey,
are
guess
here.
what? And I'm already kind of kicked out of it, so I don't really care. So I will let you guys know at least 3 Daniel Parks members watch your guys' videos for sure.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, Richard from Daniel Parks Church, love you, dude. Have nothing against you. You're a great guy. Thanks for everything. Thanks for helping me understand. But I will let you know there's about 3 of at least them watching you right now for sure.
Yeah. Hey, watch them drop out as soon as you said that. They drop out of the live. It's
Yeah.
hilarious, bro. It's like we've been knowing this, man. We know y'all watching, and we look, man. The beef isn't with y'all personally.
Yeah, it isn't.
It's with the organization, bro. Honestly, we're on your side. We just
Exactly.
trying to help y'all get out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
our problem isn't even with Daniel. Honestly, I think we kind of laugh that Daniel Park kind of made a church. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like against a Whimsicog, and we kind of think it's funny more than anything. So, like
facts.
against a Whimsicog. So, yeah,
Well,
our
fellas,
our beef is not against you guys. I promise you, it's not against the. It's
the
not
flesh
against
and
Daniel
blood.
Park's group. Yeah.
Hey. The beef isn't against rap or rappers.
But it
The
is
beef
against those thugs.
it gets so stuck.
Hey
Yo, I'm
Nathan, we
dead.
need to settle you down. When you and Edgar get together, it gets dangerous. I mean, we get you two
Uh,
Hispanic boys with this white boy. It like I
uh,
feel like I'm just like Eminem in the house getting roasted. Like you guys just better than me, and I don't like
hey,
it. So
hey, we the Hispanics causing panic, man. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
don't be the
Hey, I
Hispanics
told
causing
y'all,
panic.
hey, the party don't start until I walk in.
Hey y'all, hey, I want to thank y'all for joining,
It was
man.
great. Yeah.
I don't think nobody else is gonna join. We went on for a few hours. Hercules, thanks for joining. Mitch, thanks
Hey,
for
y'all was on
joining.
for a few
Nathan,
hours, bro.
yeah, bro. We was
Damn, I
on,
joined it
bro.
late.
We was reciting mother's teachings and everything, bro.
Damn, bro,
You done missed
I
out.
missed mother's teachings, bro.
Hey, who can recite the first mother's teachings? Let's be honest. Who can recite it? First
Man,
one.
Damn, I don't
it's
even
been
know,
too
bro.
long for me, bro.
Man, I'm
I
trying to
don't even
think.
care to
There's like
remember it.
the as the sea purifies.
Oh, that's my favorite one right there.
Say
As
it,
the
brother,
sea,
brother Nathan.
as the sea purifies something, something, something,
Yeah,
something. We should cover up the faults of our brothers and sisters.
brother
I re-
Nathan.
I remember it.
Go
Here it
ahead.
is. It is more blessed to give her
To give
money than
Oh,
for you to receive because she always loves money. Something like that.
I got one
am I
too.
right?
I got one too. I got one too.
Hit it, man.
Sorry, my mic fell. My mic fell. I'm sorry, guys. Mic
Mic
drop, I
drop.
guess.
hey, palms is sweaty, knees is heavy.
And give me a sec, guys. It's been a while, okay? As something about like leadership and like it is more like the leader, like the lamb smaller than the lamb is better to follow like the bigger lamb. What is that one? Edgar, Edgar, can you help me out with that one?
Yeah, bro. I
Edgar, can you
can't.
help me, please? Edgar,
Bro, those were so silly, man.
Edgar,
Like
help
honestly.
me. I'm struggling.
It's like it's literally no different than all these different cults, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
coming up with their own spin and their own commandments and their own teachings, but they're just trying to borrow from the Bible, you know what I mean? And it's a sad attempt at borrowing at the words of Jesus. But anyway, it looks like Hercules left the chat, y'all, and honestly my vocals are shot, bro.
And then there was 3. So who's gonna be the next one to go? Because it ain't gonna be me.
Hey, the joke's on y'all because I'm finna just end it on y'all. What y'all talking about right now? Hey, Deacon True
yeah.
on the chat says, that's why y'all fell away. Never memorized mama's teachings. Y'all too much. Anyway, I hope y'all
can't even
enjoyed
stop laughing
this
right now, but
episode of
you
the
know,
Smoke Room. I
it
hope
is
y'all
more
have a
it
good
is more
night.
blessed to
Hey, hold on. Hey,
More blessed.
we gotta end this. We gotta end this the right way. We gotta end this the right way. The
prayer of the
only
wishes.
way.
Prayer of the wishes.
Yeah, you go. We gotta do the prayer of our wishes,
Hey,
brother.
but we gotta do the prayer of the wishes Daniel Parks Church way.
Oh,
Hanle Geshi Aboji Ansangong Nim Aboji. No, Hanle Geshi Aboji Ansangong Nim Amoni Zangil Nim.
Oh man, that's
I forget
cringe.
the rest, but they use mother's name in it now, so I don't
It's
know.
crazy, bro. Anyway,
Yeah.
fellas, have a good night, man. Thanks for joining. Peace out. Hope